You guys, so glad they didn't listen to you.
Fans do.
What's that?
Some fans do.
We don't pay attention to the fans. We pay attention to you guys because you guys run everything. So
A win like this carry into the offseason can have any effect beyond?
that's a good question. I don't know. And I was joking about that, so let's not go crazy. You hope. I think this team played extremely hard. I think they played with great effort. Obviously, in a couple games, the ball didn't bounce our way, but I thought we all felt this week it was important to try to get to double-digit wins. To win 10 games in this league is difficult. And I was proud of those guys. I was proud of how they came out and what their attitude was on Tuesday. When the first time back, I didn't see anybody feeling sorry for them. They came out and they really worked. We had a good week of preparation, and you hope you can build on it, but we'll see where that goes.
Chip, can you talk about the play of the secondary today and what you saw out of Jalen Watkins?
Jalen got forced in there a little bit. No one was down, and I think in some of the dime packages we only had 4 guys up because Fletch was out with an injury. So, I think you saw some good things out of Jalen. He made a couple plays, play on our sideline, made a good play. Also saw some rookie plays out there. I think hopefully for him it's something to build upon. But you knew that with this passing game, especially the way it had been clicking in the last 3 weeks. I think Eli was 25 or 32 the week before. We knew it was a tall task going in. You obviously got a group of real talented receivers led by Beckham. But I thought they especially come up with the pick at the end was kind of fitting. So
was Fletcher held out because of the injury?
Yeah, he was injured. He tried to go on a little bit on Tuesday. I think he really we kind of on Wednesday we started to get a little nervous with him, and then he just couldn't go. So we didn't even put him in a situation where, hey, let's work him out before the game and see what we can do. We knew yesterday he wasn't going to be able to go.
What did you think of the way Mark played today?
I thought kind of like a lot of our guys, there's some plays where you're like, wow, that's a hell of a play, and there's some other times where you probably want that one back. But I thought he got it out. I thought they did a good job. I thought Jason Pierre-Paul did a really nice job today, generating a pass rush. I think Mark got banged around there a little bit, but I thought he did a good job.
There were a couple times where it seemed like he came to the sideline and you went over to him and talked to him. Mm-hmm. Can you shed any light on what?
Yeah, we're just talking about what went on in the series before that. So.
Your special teams provided another touchdown. They also had another forced fumble on a kickoff. Can you talk about that overall? What they could.
Yeah, we talk about the emphasis of special teams, and it's huge in this league. I felt that when I came in, and it was going to be a big emphasis for us, and to have 10 different guys scoring returns. Trey's been a guy came in here as an undrafted free agent. A unique kid, real mature, never really acted like a rookie even from day one. And for all those guys, James Casey had a big block on it. I think it's there's a bunch of guys there that really understand what we want to get accomplished from a special team standpoint, and I think it's given us an advantage all year long.
What does it say about this offense when there were questions on their catching up, yet you're breaking another Eagles record with points scored?
Yeah, I think everybody in the league kind of does the same things. It's just they run a lot of the same concepts we run. Obviously, they don't run Eli just because it's a little bit different guy at quarterback. But if I had Eli, I'd throw it as much as they did too. So I think everybody in the league is kind of spread out. When you watch the Green Bays and Pittsburgh does similar things to what we do. These guys do similar things to what we do. Washington does some similar things to what we do. So I don't think what we do is drastically different than a lot of other people.
You had on offense, and you still scored that many points. What does that say?
I think we had a bunch of guys that kind of picked it up, and obviously we had a lot of injuries, especially in the offensive line. But I think those guys that got an opportunity to play, and really, I don't think they really get enough credit. I like Jason Kelsey, and I said it earlier in the week, and I'll say it again. He's a flat-out warrior. To go through the surgery that he had and come back and only miss 4 games, and then play the entire season. And obviously, he wasn't the same person that he was a year ago. But to go out there every single day like he did, I think it's a credit to those guys.
A lot of those points came on return touchdowns. Do you think the offense over the course of the season played as well as the point total suggests?
I don't know what the point total suggests. I just think I know, but we're not. Yeah, it was awesome for the team. We're excited about it.
Jordan Matthews, how he progressed the ball as the season went on.
I think Jordan, he's got an energy about him. He just wants to play. I think if you told him we were going to play another 16 games right now, a lot of rookies have hit the wall, but he would be like, great, when do we start? He was awesome. I thought he played really well today. Made some really, really big plays for us, and I think he's constantly trying to get better. He's got that attitude that we really want in everybody. He's always looking to improve. He's mad at himself in one of the first plays because the ball was swinging and we're getting on him about ball security, and he really takes that stuff to heart. I think he's got a big ceiling for himself, but I know he's the one guy that when you look at him as a young rookie that's going to continue to work and make himself a better football player. So
Certain poignancy when a season ends. I mean, it's like senior day in college. You just don't know which guys are the seniors in there. You don't know who's not going back. So, I mean, how do you feel about this particular group? And you didn't get done what you wanted to get done, but you put your thoughts about this group into.
Yeah, I love this group. I mean, they came to work every single day, and everything we asked them to do, they did. We obviously weren't as healthy as we were a year ago, but all those guys, I think, and I told them that last night. I said, just a big thank you for how you guys come to work every day. It's for us, it's a group that's a lot of fun to coach. They're very receptive to everything. They're bought into what we're trying to do, and they compete, and they really care about the guys that they're playing with. So I think that from that standpoint. I really can't say enough about how those guys have, accepted this coaching staff and what we're doing, and they're a lot of fun to be around. It's a shame that we're still not playing. So
You finished with the same record, but didn't make the playoffs. I mean, how do you look at the big picture when you look at the team and what kind of progress you made?
We got the whole off season to do that, so I don't have a great soundbite for you right now. So we got a process and stuff we'll go through when getting ready for free agency and then the draft and all that other stuff. So.
Would you tell the players in the locker room just now, when you met them after the last?
Just tell me we talked about it last night. It's going to take 3 phases to beat this team. They were coming off a 3-game winning streak. I thought our offense played well. To do what they did today. Obviously, special teams came up huge, caused a fumble on a kickoff. Obviously, blocked a punt, returned one, and then I thought it was kind of fitting the way we finished the game with Nate coming up with a big pick. So, all 3 phases contributed to beat a good football team today.
Aside from the result, what was different today compared to these past 3 weeks?
The opponent.
Was that right?
I don't know. Each game has its own. It has its own kind of rhyme or rhythm to it, and it just kind of goes in certain ways, and it's, every game in this league is going to be close. I think it's, usually, but when you look at the numbers and what happens, most things come down to the end of the game, and we made one more play than they did. And basically, that was the thing. Last week, the other team, Washington, made one more play than we did. So that's kind of how it is. But it's the same thing. I mean, that's how our season started. We're down 17 to Jacksonville at the start of the year. When the next week we go out and we're down double digits to Indianapolis, come down and kick a field goal with no time left on the clock. And then the next week we come out and we're down double digits again and we beat Washington by 3. But I mean, every week is its own individual kind of storyline. But it's always going to be close, and you always got to gut it out. And you better hope you can stay healthy and not do things to hurt yourself. So.
When did Fletcher get hurt?
Tuesday or Wednesday. It was during training, this week.
And Carroll, how do you feel like you put it yourself?
I thought Nolan did a good job. I don't know exactly what series he went out on. They took him out for a concussion protocol, but then they cleared him and came back in. I think kind of like Jalen, kind of like Mark. I think there were times we made some really good plays. There were some other plays he probably wants back.
Would you say you just won the wrong games this year, or what would you say is the reason you're not going to the postseason?
Well, I mean, I know we have the same identical record, but everybody else has a better record. We're not. We won the league at 10-6, but I don't know what happened in Dallas today. What did they finish 12-4 or 11-5? Did they win today? So they finished 12-4. We didn't win enough games in our division, obviously, to beat that. And I think the 2 wildcard teams that are going to go are 11-5 if they go, depending on what happens in the Detroit Green Bay game, right? And the Cardinals will finish 11-5, I think. So we didn't win it. I would say we didn't win enough games.
Looking back, how would you assess Mark's play since he's been in there, and do you think you got what you expected out of him this year?
We'll go through all of that. I can't sit here and go through every throw and just say, hey, this was, but I thought over the course of time, I thought I did a good job, but I think we'll go through everything. We're going to process through to kind of evaluate the whole thing in terms of where we are with it. So.
I thought Zach Ertz today really seemed, building off last week, another focal part of the offense for Ertz. And just talk about, is he ready to maybe kind of take that next step and give you more offensively?
Again, it depends on how people are going to play you, and I think that's, one of the matchups today was Jordan. We felt like with their nickels and kind of how they're trying to match up to him, it was an inside game again, just kind of their nickels in their linebackers. So it's a week-to-week deal as we go through that stuff. So.
Who else is coming in?